potential look at a first-round matchup as the Locomotive come to Sacramento fighting for a playoff spot while the Republic seek to hold on to the top position. We welcome you inside Heart Health Park. Alongside Adam Moffat, I'm Rob McAllister. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Smud. Well, the last time these two teams faced, let's go all the way back to week one, 28 games ago. It was a 1-0 victory for Sacramento. Since that time, Adam, Sacramento stayed near the top of the standings. However, up and down year for El Paso. So what can we expect tonight?
They've won the last game midweek. They tied. This is a road trip, 3 games in a row. They're looking to get 7 points for them. It's been a topsy-turvy season. If they can get 3 points here against this Republic side, they will be delighted with that. But Sacramento trying to clinch a playoff spot, and they got bigger plans in mind. They want to finish #1 seed in the West, potentially overall. They got to bring it tonight. It's been 55 days since they've been here at Heart Health Park, and if they can come with the right attitude, it's going to be a great crowd. Then they could be sitting real pretty in the standings.
Well, Russell Cicerone was able to get on the scoreboard. It was a great sign for the Republic to go into a place where they had no success prior to that game. They shut down an El Paso team that had been dominant at home in 2022. 2023, it's been a different story. Looking at this guy again, Russell Cicerone, 13 goals, leading the club.
He's been a fantastic addition to this side, and the goals help a lot, but it's just Russell the hustle, right? He keeps working, he sets the tone for those players up top, and I think being at home tonight is another opportunity to add to those 13 goals for him.
Meanwhile, the other side, Ricardo Zacharias, 3 goals, 3 assists on the year. He's going to be in the starting 11 tonight, and he's going to be asked to see if they can sneak one here and get 3 points on the road.
He's a handful. Anytime he's on the field, you know, he's just a bundle of energy, and he's got to bring that. He's got to put pressure on this back line. If El Paso are to get this job done and head back home with 7 points from 3-game road trip, they'd be delighted, and Zacharias has a big part to play in it.
Well, as you mentioned, 3 points for Sacramento, and they clinch a playoff spot. But as you know, home field advantage is on the mind of the boys in the Old Glory Red. Should be a good matchup here tonight. El Paso, Sacramento. Have your starting lineups coming up next.
The fun has begun. The Apex at Red Hawk Resort Casino is now Northern California's premier family fun destination. Get your heart racing on this spectacular 3-level indoor kart track. If bowling is up your alley, there are 18 lanes of fun at the Apex, plus a mind-blowing virtual reality arcade, incredible golf simulators, and one of the best sports bars anywhere. We're taking entertainment to a whole new level. It's the Apex at Red Hawk Resort Casino.
How do you build a community that thrives? By staying active, by working and playing together, and by building strong bones and bodies with food that's simple, local, and fresh. Crystal Creamery has proudly supported Central Valley athletes and athletic programs since 2012. Because when you nourish a community, the community thrives. Crystal Creamery, simple, local, fresh.
This is the look of a woman who fought cancer for years with no answers. A woman who bravely championed her own health and found a doctor who'd do the same. A woman whose ending was rewritten when she found remission. UC Davis Health. From the extraordinary to the routine, we're discovering healthy and changing real people's lives right here in the Sacramento region. UC Davis Health. Discovering healthy.
The presentation of tonight's broadcast is brought to you. The presentation of tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by UC Davis Health and by Western Health Advantage. Let's get to our starting 11. Begin with the Sacramento Republic wearing the Old Glory Red tonight, led by Mark Briggs, 3-4-3, Lee Desmond in there, but also of note, Rodrigo Lopez making his first start since April 22nd. when he went down with that quad injury that kept him out for several months. But also, there's an interesting name at the bottom of the corner of the screen there.
Right down the bottom, starts with a K. Davian Kimbrough, the 13-year-old, is on the bench for the first time in his career.
So in the 18, already a historic moment. Whether or not he gets in the game, we'll see how this one plays out. But let's go to the El Paso Locomotive. And Brian Clarehouse, the head coach there, and a couple of changes there that dealt with a slew of injuries. 7 key players out for El Paso. And Peter Knudsen just making his 3rd appearance for El Paso tonight. And of course, the goalkeeper, Benny Diaz, has been in there all season long. He'll be in once again. El Paso white, Republican Old Glory red. A perfect 74 degrees here in the capital of California. And it's a big one here. A referee tonight, Brendan Stebbis, as he will try to command a team in the Republic. They're trying to stay atop of the Western Conference. For El Paso, they're trying to remain in the top 8 and ultimately find themselves in the postseason. 3 points tonight for Sacramento, and they clinch a playoff berth. For El Paso, they're trying to end this 3-game road trip on a high note, going against the Republic side and a hostile crowd. Sold out here at Heart Health Park tonight. There's the kick, and here we go from Sacramento. What do you expect early in this one, Adam? There's 2 teams. There's one team that's played a lot of games on the road, one that's well rested after having 2 weeks off.
I think you'll see that early on. I think Republic, you can see how they're setting out early. They're going to go try win that ball high up the field. Make this a long night for El Paso Locomotive. 3rd game on the road in a week. You do not want to go down and go early.
This is the team we talked about up and down. At one point, they were atop of the Western Conference, and they were just rolling. From March 25th to June 14th, the team had 9 wins and 2 draws. But since that time, in 14 games, they've won just 2 versus Las Vegas and versus Hartford. 2 teams sitting at the bottom of each conference. So here, there's a big test for El Paso if they want to find themselves in the postseason. Looks like they're starting to get healthy defensively. They've been a lot better as of late, and this is what they're going to try to do. Pick up a goal. They found one, like in this situation, early counter, make a mistake in the back, and they'll make you pay for it. But you expect it to be a little more patient tonight, Adam.
I think they'll want to move that ball around, not be too exposed, because they know that's how Sacramento at home have had a lot of their success, is when teams push forward too much. It comes right back down the throat the other way, and we see Carlos Sardana, first involvement of the game for him. Oh, well, nervy. It's always, you're unsure to judge it. Is it coming in the box? Is it not? He's back in between the sticks tonight.
Yeah, second have got the start and team of the week. And the win against Oakland 2 weeks ago. And even the save of the week, a fantastic save that kept Sacramento in that game. And Mark Briggs talked about just his ability to make big-time stops. He not also was just the way that he was able to distribute from the back. Felt that was very key to their success at Oakland. And so Sacramento currently battling now with San Antonio, who finds themselves now tied 2-2 after going up 2-0 in that game against Tampa Bay at home. And the Rowdies have answered back with 2 in the last 10 minutes. It's fun now, Adam. This is a scoreboard watching time of year. 6 games left for Sacramento, 4 at home. And it is in their hands, undoubtedly, to see if they can get that top spot. They got to take care of business tonight. Sebastian Herrera back and healthy. And what a potent offense this now becomes with Rodrigo Lopez, Sebastian Herrera, Russell Cicerone up top. And it looks like Eric McHugh is going to be slow to get up. And battle already with Sebastian Herrera. And here's our inactive report brought to you by Delta Dental. 7 players for El Paso Locomotive, and Luis Solanak, Lucho, probably the biggest one there with 9 goals on the season. Meanwhile, Arnold Lopez serving a 2-game suspension for yellow card accumulation. Here's Jack Gurr. They want to get him going again. Talk about a rest as a player, Adam. How important can that be to recharge you, especially toward the end of the season? I know you had a conversation with Mark Briggs about just that.
I always enjoyed that as a player, having a little bye week towards the end of the season, and physically it does you wonders, but I think mindset as well. You have to start preparing getting that playoff mentality. Every game is an absolute massive, that might find its way in from Rodrigo Lopez.
Oh, Rodrigo Lopez with a bit of theatrics back and forth here. The ball was up for grabs for either side, and number 8 nearly putting on a dream start for Sacramento. What a goal that would have been. We've seen some long-range goals from number 8 in this building, and we almost saw one that can be quite hard to handle here.
Yeah, I don't think Benny Diaz knew where that was, to be honest. And a pop fly, is that what they call that?
Yeah,
in
straight
baseball.
away. Yeah.
But I think helping the mindset, that break would have been great physically and then mentally as well, as we see Jared Timmer flying forward.
Great step by number 5. Timmer out to the right side. It's Cicerone, the goal scoring leader for this club. Matt LaGrassa, the local kid. LaGrassa winding up. Oh, just missing wide. Crowd ready to erupt here at Hard Health Park. It's been nearly 2 months and the fans have seen a game in this building. And Sacramento threatening early.
Really good support in the middle from Matt LaGrassa. And he only had one thing in his mind. He knew the space was in front of him. First touch, gets the ball under control and sets him up. And he is not far away from giving the Republic a lead within 5 minutes.
Credit to Diaz there. It had a decent enough coverage to send that one clear, as LaGrassa didn't have much of a window, but nearly getting on the board early for Sacramento. It's probably key, as a team like El Paso is probably going to sit back so long as this game goes on. But for right now, Sacramento's moving forward, and Luis Felipe is unable to keep it at his feet and sends it clear. As Miles Lyons, Tucson native youngster. Here's Diaz, 28 appearances, 42 goals allowed. It's a goal and a half a game. Another mistake, pressure from LaGrassa, but Brandon Stevis will whistle for the foul.
And they're fortunate there, actually, El Paso Locomotive, as that ball was going to drop to Rodrigo Lopez from about 25 yards out. And LaGrassa just couldn't hold up.
Moving forward, Connor Donovan. Russell Cicerone moving forward. Herrera trying to stay on side. Lopez comes curling in. This one comes off the back of an El Paso player. And Rodrigo Lopez, he looks fit. He looks ready to go. And starting again tonight, we'll see whether or not he's on a minute restriction. It's been the way the last 3 games. Is coming back from injury. He made his debut, or his return, I should say, from injury at Hughes Stadium against Orange County. But when he came in against Phoenix, what a difference maker it was. Sacramento, a little flat that night. He came in, changed complete complexity of that game in 15 minutes, nearly got Republic back to within a point on that one. Slipping and falling there is Mark Navarro. There's a 2-1 defeat. Republic dropped 2 games in a row, the first time they'd done that all season. But what an answer back it was against Orange County with a 1-0 victory out in Livermore.
Especially going into this little break we spoke about, 2 weeks off. You had the bye week. Going in, if you would have lost 3 games in a row right there, that's, and typically as players you might not get as many days off as you would have expected. You see Republic are close to winning this ball. Now Paso have to be very tidy with the ball, which they have been.
Gatashin to the left side. El Paso driving forward, a step here for Connor Donovan, evening it up as Eric Cavillo can't make a play on it. Rodrigo Lopez. So with the Roro back into the mix, Russell Cicerone has moved out to the right side, and it's put Keko's having a great year on the bench. And Mark Briggs talked about this has been the toughest 2 weeks of his coaching career. Not even the season, Adam. Trying to pick not only 11 but an 18. He said it's been nearly impossible, and probably a good problem to have, but you don't envy the decisions he's had to make against guys who are, he says, competing at the highest level they've done all year.
Really tough spot to be in as a head coach, one you want to be in, and it's great to see that inactive list being as short as it has been all season, I want to say. But that's what you want. You need competition for positions coming into this stage of the season, and that's on the players as well. You got to make sure you compete with your teammates, and that's clash of heads. Connor Donovan
and Zacharias
as well.
So we're bringing some stoppage here. It's our Saha float spot stoppage, and meanwhile gives us a moment to step away and celebrate the passion of the beautiful game with our latest collections, collaboration of local artists, co-founders and co-directors, and newest addition to the team store, vibrant fusion of culture, sport, and design. grab your shop. Sac Republic FC. Come on, get one right here at Hard Health Park.
Zacharias, I mean, got the worst of that. From the visual side of it, what we can see is some blood on his head. He's going to have to go off, maybe get a couple stitches. Connor Donovan might be able just to come back in here.
Well, they'll take a look, and without their top goal scorer, it's going to be slim pickings here, especially you can see the replay. They're both going right at it. You do have Aaron Gomez on the bench, so they could make that change if they need to. So we'll wait and see. And it looks like there may be some changes. Emmanuel Sanupe also potentially coming into this game here. So Zacharias' night might be over, and what a massive loss that would be for El Paso, especially on how many games they've played here in the last 8 days. This is their third, and all of them on the road.
As well, it's visually you see obviously some blood coming out of his head, but anytime there's a head injury, Roro almost getting on the end of that there. But anytime those head injuries, you just got to be extra careful as well.
It is now 2-3. Tampa Bay has come back down from 2 goals. They now lead 3-2 in San Antonio.
And that gives this Republic side an opportunity tonight to potentially end the night 4 points ahead of San Antonio with a game in hand, which is coming on Wednesday night here at Heart Health Park.
If you win these 2, Adam, you got to see it's probably good stance. And Sacramento could find themselves in the top spot. Meanwhile, Orange County, they'll still breathing down everyone's neck. So there is the substitution. So Ricardo Zacharias out of the game, and Emmanuel Sanupe will come in to replace him because of the injury. A tough blow to El Paso here early.
It's not fun to see for Zacharias. Opportunity for him tonight. Get back on the field and show his worth for this club, and to end so early, it's an unfortunate side of the game, but hopefully he's okay. Gets back out there soon enough. And you speak about, you know, the other teams, the other results, and that one's not finished yet. San Antonio could have something up their sleeve, but you got to take care of business. It's down to this team being at home and doing what they've been able to do at home all year. And be as dominant as they can, and a little bit of risk at the back from El Paso. And what they're trying to do is look for opportunities like that, and they're going to try and suck in that midfield of the Republic, Sebastian Herrera, which should create space down the field.
Now can Sacramento counter the other way? Lee Desmond was able to get there, but you saw Petter Knutson just flying along the left side of the pitch there and hoping to maybe snag one. Probably the best opportunity for El Paso in the first 12 minutes of this game. Luis Felipe, good to have him back healthy as well. Started off the year on fire, 5 goals. And look at Cicerone. Athletic move here, plays it back out to Gurr. Gurr's gonna whip this one. Look at Herrera. Herrera couldn't get home for a purchase on it. And Diaz will take a bounce off the chest there.
And he actually didn't time his header too well there, Sebastian Herrera. That's one of the strengths of his game. It was a great little passage of play. Russell Cicerone keeps it in, and he jumped too early, Sebastian Herrera. I don't even know if he needed to jump. He couldn't quite get enough purchase on it to really trouble Benny Diaz. That's a promising sign. That's how this Republic side was getting so much success. Jack Gurr, Russell Cicerone combining, and then you have numbers in the box. Rodrigo Lopez and Sebastian Herrera.
Costigan's going to be a bit busy tonight. Along with Eric Cavillo, both are going to come back to play the ball. Meanwhile, you can just see the energy level for Sacramento from what we saw heading into that bye week. You could see the guys were just drained. They needed that break, maybe more mentally than anything. How can they convert this to a goal-scoring opportunity? Had 2 good looks early on in this game.
You have to be mindful of Emmanuel Sanupi, different player from Zacharias. He's got blistering speed running in behind.
Look at this combination, just a bit behind Gurr. Gurr has trouble coming from behind, and Dylan Mayer is able to clear this ball just in the nick of time, but Petar Petrovic. This ball's crossed in, maybe takes a deflection, and it's the first corner of the night for Sacramento Republic, and the one man they have missed throughout this entire summer has been Rodrigo Lopez. What a great opportunity. We saw this down in Phoenix. Shane Wheat got on the end of it, cut that deficit to a goal. Republic couldn't make it all the way back in that game, but here's a good chance, something you want to build on as you head into the postseason. These might be the best scoring chances you have, especially since a lower seed. Loro, back post, Shane Wheat again. Wheat gonna put it in the mix. Out comes Connor Donovan, but Benny Diaz able to snag it through the air and stops the Republic attack. But you felt pretty good about that look. That's a lot of quality right there, Adam.
Republic, the way they've lined up, Lee Desmond, he's on the left of that midfield, that left wing back. But what they do have is 4 center backs coming up for these set pieces, and if, with the delivery of Rodrigo Lopez, you should give yourself a chance every single time. I would just try and keep it away from Doldenmeyer.
6'6", so another defender on the other end. He's got some serious height, which could be very useful for El Paso as they try to find their way into the postseason, dealing with so many injuries. And as Republic fans, they've seen their fair share this year in 2023, and Mark Briggs talked about how hard 2022 was managing the Open Cup run. He said this has been even more difficult because it seems every single player has been injured at one point or the other this year, and not just certain guys, but some of your most critical guys, and maybe a player like Rodrigo Lopez, who has so much to give in a club each and every night, as this was a pretty good buildup from Sacramento. El Paso does enough, and it looks like Jacker might be on the pitch there.
That's Matt LaGrasse who's
Matt
down.
LaGrasse, yes, excuse me. Meanwhile, El Paso moving forward. They're deepest they've been all night. Out to Sanupe. 1 goal on the season, going 1v1 here against Lee Desmond, trying to cross back to his left. It's cleared away by Shane Wheat. And Matt LaGrasse is still down. El Paso will continue to play on, and they might concede now. And LaGrasse does not appear to be in good shape, and this is 2 early injuries, each for the sides here tonight. Is already Ricardo Zacharias had to come out of the game because of a head injury, and now Matt LaGrasse took a pretty big shot there. I sort of missed it as the ball was moving forward into the attack for El Paso.
Looks like that. Right leg. I'm not sure if it's knee or ankle the way Matt LaGrasse is feeling. I think it might be the knee. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. I mean, anytime it's almost looking like he's maybe hyperextended it. And the issue you get with that is, as the night progresses, get a little swelling in there.
Well, no Arnold Lopez, who's serving a 2-game suspension for yellow card accumulation. So it would probably be Nick Ross if a change would need to be made. For right now, Sacramento's feel like they may have had some momentum. Here's another look at it. Just maybe a clip from behind there. US Bank replay. Maybe landed funny. I mean, that's the hard thing, right? You see injuries. Sometimes the biggest hits, you take in your career don't always end up being the ones that get you. It's the ones where just a little bit of a tap. Misstep here again by Eric McHugh on the right side. Diaz will play it forward. Holding his ground there was Donovan, as was Sanupe. Sanupe's on the run. He's trying to break through. The center back's going to play this in the space. We trying to get there. What a shot from Emmanuel Sanupe, who nearly threads it through and puts it in the back of the net and saved there. Unfortunate for El Paso, but what a big break for Sacramento. Blazing speed from Emmanuel Sanupe.
He caught everyone off guard there, including Carlos Odaña, who would have had no chance if that was about a foot lower. Opting to instead run through where they decides to take the shot first time. And that was audacious, I would say, but not far off by the substitute.
Jacker, left foot, denied, gets it right back to his right foot, gonna whip this ball in, looking for Herrera. Now it's an opportunity for Lopez. As Roro plays it out to Felipe. Too heavy of a touch. Lee Desmond was there, Felipe running over Costin there, and so it'll be a reset. 2024 season ticket membership deposits are on sale. Establish your priorities. Select the best seats for the 2024 season. Place your $50 deposit today. You'll get member exclusive discounted pricing. For more information, visit the website, sacpublicfc.com/memberships. Trying to break through there, and Matt Lacrosse. This ball's going to pin El Paso back for a moment. Shane Wheat trying to make a move. Good defending there by number 6. Unfortunate turnover here by Sacramento. Is now playing it forward as Knutson trying to get into the attack. Petrovic will slow. Seems the game plan might be with Sanupe is can they get a counter, play something forward for Manuel Sanupe. Meanwhile, they'll just try to be patient. Sacramento, they'll run in all cylinders, and a foul.
It's like another game we're keeping an eye on. San Antonio FC. They've tied it up in stoppage time at home. Bailoni, 92nd minute, makes it 3-3. But at home, that's a game up 2-0. San Antonio would have expected to win.
Against Tampa Bay Rowdies, who are also trying to fight for a top spot. Currently, Tampa Bay in 2nd place. So Pittsburgh also keeping an eye on that. Tampa Bay, if this result holds, would have 56 points. Pittsburgh right now best in the USL at 57. That ball was out of play, and finally the whistle coming in. But choosing the right health plan for you and your family is simple with Western Health Advantage. We'll get back to that after this break here for Sacramento. Cicerone, step over, Rodrigo Lopez. Lopez over the top, looking for Russell. Russell takes it off his chest, plays it back. Here's Lee Desmond. Lee Desmond takes the deflection away. El Paso's able to escape. You could feel it coming there, Adam.
Lee Desmond at the back post. That touch just gets slightly away from him. They take the corner kick early.
Shane Wheat closing in. Played away by Costin.
That was a really good break by Sacramento. Almost the credit to El Paso. They got a lot of players back. The Locomotive. But still unable to stop that combination between Rodrigo Lopez, Russell Cicerone.
Well, choosing the right health plan for you and your family is simple with Western Health Advantage. Check out their affordable plans. They've been keeping the community strong for more than 25 years. Go online to westernhealth.com. No score in Sacramento, 20+ minutes gone by. Sacramento with a couple of threats. Manuel Sanupe with the best look. Dangerous ball that just skirted over the top of Carlos Saldana's goal. Weed has done a fantastic job in that left center back position tonight. Lee Desmond playing further up the pitch, but it does allow Sacramento to drop 4 center backs essentially in front of Carlos Saldana needed with Lee Desmond. No Dami Villader in the 18 tonight. Alder Sanchez is in the 18. Those are the two who typically play in that wing back position. Over the top looking for Cicerone here. He's going to go against Dolomeyer. Here's a good bounce. Herrera's going to take a shot. Oh, it just missed off the left bar. It was sitting there waiting to take a ricochet the other way. Sebastian Herrera did everything he could to stay on his feet, and somehow it just did not trickle in Adam off it.
And it all starts. Rodrigo Lopez drops deep. The run in behind from Russell Cicerone doesn't quite make its way, but you have the ball up the field and just couldn't get enough purchase on that shot. And he just kind of dragged at it, pulled it wide of that post from Benny Diaz, who just...
That's 2 now for Benny Diaz that he has seen go wide past his right post. No score remains between two teams that could be a preview of what we see in the first round of the USL Championship playoffs in the Western Conference. Top 8 from each conference making it into the playoffs. 1-8, 2-7, and so on. The Republic keeping a close eye on Orange County and San Antonio the rest of the way, who are trying to make their own run late and get a top spot. Of course, it might be hard to catch one of the Eastern Conference teams, as those top teams a little bit more of a balance in the Western Conference than there is in the East, and so maybe easier for Pittsburgh or Tampa Bay to earn the #1 overall seed. This ball is going to play into some space, and Timmer will take it. 39 points for El Paso, 11 wins, 11 losses. 14 wins for Sacramento and 5 losses, 9 draws, 51 points. Trying to get to 54.
This is where Republic have to be patient with the ball, move it around, and you'll see Rodrigo Lopez. He's going to try and orchestrate at times from deep. And his range of passing, as you see, just not quite enough for Jack Gurr there. But what you do have from that is a throw in much higher up the field, and something this side has missed. There's someone with that range of passing who can just spread the field from your own half. Gives you opportunities for your strikers, your wide men. And there's not many people in the league actually who can do what he does.
Well, it is final in Texas. San Antonio 3, Tampa Bay 3. So San Antonio with 51 points, now level with the Republic, but with 2 games essentially in the books. So the Republic pick up a result tonight. They would still lead San Antonio by 1 going into Wednesday. If they could pick up 3, they'd be up by 4. And as we talked about, that would be massive. Good look for El Paso, though. And that's probably a quality foul for Shane Wheat, who's going to earn himself a yellow as Cassian is dropped to the ground. But El Paso was threatening with Snoop on that right side and Lyons on the other wing, looking to make a turn at goal. So a set piece here for El Paso Locomotive. And be the first game, the first yellow card of the game to Shane Wheat.
This doesn't look great. Shane Wheat, he just kind of get caught in 2 minds, and I think his foot just slipped. And that, and Kostichin's going to be right back up, which is good to see. And just lost his foot in there, Shane Wheat. Ball played through his legs, and it's a chance for El Paso to try and test Carlos Saldana from this set piece. These are always really tricky when you look. It's so central. It's also a little too far out to take a shot.
Sacramento shifting players around. Rodrigo Lopez, Sebastian Herrera will form a front wall, and then meanwhile the rest of the Republic spreading out. Cicerone playing up for any type of counter that might come their way. This ball's played to the right side. Sinupe is going to try to head this one. He is offside. Flag was up quite early, and it'll be a goal kick for Carlos Saldana. He's making his 4th start of the year. He's allowed just 1 goal. He's won 2 games in that first 3 appearances. The only goal allowed to Milan Olowski of Orange County back early part of the season on a Wednesday night. A 1-0 defeat. Sacramento's first loss on the season. It's easy to remember them, Adam, because there's only been 5.
It's not bad in this stage of the season. Only 5 defeats.
Roro looking for Herrera. Herrera trying to spin off. A foul is given as Eric McHugh. A little pressure.
Very similar spot on the other side here. Republic have the free kick. What I will say about this, it's a little bit closer, and the Republic do have Roro. Maybe a little tailwind.
Tower Bridge Battalion ready to erupt, as are the other 11,000 fans here tonight. Roro, it goes to Cicerone. And Cicerone put everything he had into that one. Republic trying a little bit of trickery there.
a little too hard. That ball played to Cicerone, then forces him to try and hit it as hard as he can with the pressure in front of him, and flies into the stands.
Crystal Creamery's been building strong bones and bodies with the freshest dairy from the Central Valley since 1901. Taking pride in delivering dairy you can trust. Grab a glass, taste how fresh local can be. Simple, local, fresh. Two teams first met week 1 in El Paso. Russell Cicerone goal with the difference there. And El Paso was perfect at home in 2022, brought that streak to an end. 23 games in a row El Paso had won at home up to that match. It's a difficult place to play. Baseball stadium, it's very narrow. Unlike here where it's wide open, the type of style Sacramento likes to play. Lee Desmond. He might be as good a dribbler as he is a defender. Roro is going to drip this ball in, try to get a crashing defender. Felipe battling Felipe and Herrera. Herrera and Felipe back to an opportunity here for Sacramento. Rodrigo Lopez goes down just outside the box. Ball played on. A high boot coming from both players. But unfortunately, Matt LaGrassa was the one who got the whistle. Rodrigo Lopez, the captain, also fired up. A lot happening in that sequence there. Mark Briggs is upset. The fans are upset. Everyone's in turmoil.
And Rodrigo Lopez is claiming there was a handball when that ball popped out to him at the top of the box. He cuts to his left, and the defender goes down to the ground. And as he goes down to the ground, the ball strikes his hand. And LaGrassa, oh, both of them high feet there.
Yeah, that's
high
what
legs.
Those are hard to whistle. I don't know how that a referee tries to decide on those. Those are tough.
And it was a really good claim for a free kick. It would have been right on the top of the box for Republic.
Let's see if we can take another look at it. If we can, guys back in the truck there, see if we can get a replay. That would be good to see, because yeah, immediately it seemed that it wasn't that brought Rodrigo Lopez down that got him upset.
Eric McHugh, I believe, was the defender. He was sold from the cut, and as he goes down, arms are out, extended out with your body. And those have been typically called as a foul.
Half an hour in, no score. Republic have threatened. Snoopé nearly with a whirly. Shane Wheat, good build up here. Luis Felipe. A little miscommunication. Gives a chance to step aside and hear from our sponsor at SMUD.
With SMUD rebates, you'll save big. Save money and save the planet for generations to come. Get rebates up to $3,500 from SMUD on clean power appliances, electric vehicles, and much more at cleanpowercity.org.
Good opportunity here, flying through. Petrovic, he's dangerous. 6 goals, 2 assists on the year. Carlos Saldani able to scoop it up before the threat. Republic just 2 wins all time against this El Paso team. However, most of those games were played in Texas. It's only the 3rd time in 9 tries. This ball getting all the way through. Last touched by El Paso. So another Atlas disposal corner kick for Sacramento. And the fans on the north end screaming handball, and they might have another case at this one.
That was very close call again. Another arm involved, and they will take the corner kick. And if you remember the last one, Shane Wheat was able to get his head on the end of.
Ball driven well. Sacramento unable to get a head on it. El Paso looking to break here. Knutson, excuse me, Kostashin and Petrovic. So potentially 2 missed handball calls. Maybe give it a ride here, and Carlos Saldana staying with it as Eric Cavillo, ever dangerous, the 2021 Cup winner with Orange County, a big-time signing for El Paso last year.
Another look at that. The arm is extended from Navarro.
I think you're right. I think it does hit Mark Navarro. The other one I think seemed a bit more egregious, but either way, no call given. So remain scoreless in Sacramento.
And it's slick out there. You've seen a few players slip. The sun's gone down. Players like that when the surface is a little bit slick. But players have been slipping and then judging the ball. And I think that's what happened there. Martin Navarro just off, but got away with it. No arm, no foul, right? Cicerone drifting over to the left, which allows Roro a little bit more freedom to roam.
And he gets a bit of space here. To the right side it comes. Jack Gurr might whip this ball. He's going to cut it back to Lopez. Roro's going to give it a ride. Good shot for Herrera. Herrera colliding with Diaz. And another El Paso defender.
It might be interesting to have a look and see who actually makes the contact. It looks from where the ball went, it was the goalkeeper.
And this is where, you know, it gets a little bit interesting when you talk about we protect the goalkeeper so much, but rarely do we protect strikers. And Diaz comes out with double fist. He takes out his own player. In McHugh, I think, and Herrera. Where do they go? Is it shoulders first? That's hard. There's so much contact in there. It's really hard to tell.
I'd much rather lead with my forearms than just leaving my head in there.
Yeah.
And Herrera, hopefully he's okay to continue. Those are always ones that, I mean, if the goalkeeper comes and he doesn't get much purchase on it and he makes contact with the opponent, I've seen penalty kicks given for it. I think he just got enough on that one though, Benny Diaz.
I think he took a knock to the temple there for Sebastian Herrera, who had spent a majority of the second half of the summer out after Jordan Farr, a goalkeeper for San Antonio, came out. Made a questionable play on Sebastian Herrera, and Herrera suffered a knee injury that kept him out. And he appears to be back in form. Did have the penalty kick goal against Orange County.
That's a good sight. He's able to continue. We saw some little concussion protocols going ahead there. Couldn't hear what was being said to him, but I think he nailed it.
Was it in Spanish or? Probably.
Yeah. Whatever he did it really well.
Yeah. Well, you're bilingual. You speak Scottish.
Yeah, that's a lot of people tell me that. My English is so good. I've had that. It's amazing how good your English is for
a Scotsman
somewhere else.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Herrera's back. Roro shrugging off the defender. He's going to switch the field, going to try to split the defense here. But the LAFC Loney, Dylan Mayer able to play it well. Played every minute of the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup run for Black and Gold. Now find himself alone trying to get some minutes with El Paso. And Mark Briggs might have to make a change. Roro finding Cicerone. He's got Gurr way open on the right side. Gurr's coming in, dribbling toward the 18. Going to lift this ball high, looking for Felipe on the run, and it just sailed on him. Golden chance there for Sacramento, as Petrovic wasn't even in the picture. Maybe that's the advantage there for Sacramento.
You don't see that often from Jack Gurr. Gets in a fantastic position. Thought maybe it was a deflection, but it just came off the outside of his foot. They had numbers in the box. Luis Felipe was flying at the back, and I think it might be the end of the night for Matt LaGrassa.
You can see him limping around there. Tough breaks. The two starters already in this game out. Matt LaGrassa is about to be, and here's the chance of Cicerone. Cicerone going to his left foot, going to dump it off to Lopez. Roro dipping it to a chance for Gurr, and stopped in the line. Benny Diaz got to his knee and made the stop of the night.
One last involvement from Matt LaGrassa. He finds Russell Cicerone underneath, who then finds Roro, and Jack Gurr just can't get enough on the header. It's a really tough to get that ball across to their side.
Turnover, El Paso giving it right back to Sacramento. So Nick Ross will come in for LaGrossa already. There's Ricardo Zacharias out with a head injury early in this game. He was replaced by Emmanuel Sinupe, who nearly scored the game's only goal just minutes after coming in. It's still scoreless here, and you got to feel pretty good if you're El Paso. Republic have continued to threat tonight. Cicerone flying forward. Cicerone bump taken down, and a free kick is given. And here comes that substitution. You just hope this is not going to be long term for Matt LaGrossa. Especially with a busy week. So here's Nick Ross. He's himself come back from injury, was out for a month or so, and really fantastic, coming in 2 goals. Had the game winner against Oakland, the US Open Cup as well. It had the goal that earned the draw for Sacramento in Tampa Bay. Here's Rodrigo Lopez going to the north end, a slight breeze. And Lopez will run over it. It will be Felipe instead. Takes a deflection. Just misses wide again. Oh, what a break for El Paso. As Sacramento pulling out all of the new set pieces.
Once again, Benny Diaz was frozen. There's the hope, and that ball goes wide of his post, and it did again. And it's a corner kick. Jack Gurr always stays really deep here.
Bouncing around. Comes back out to Roro. He'll whip it in one more time, back post. Awaiting it is Luis Felipe, who looks to maybe find Jack Gurr here. It'll be a throw for the Republic. Good hustle by Knudsen. Public 8 shots, 9-3 on target. Cicerone turning, going to his right, tried to play it off to Felipe. Dangerous counter opportunity now here for El Paso. Donovan and company have to get back in a hurry. Shane Wheat in a foot race, just beating out Sinupe. Shane Wheat has had himself a night. Really playing well in that left center back position, Adam.
Had to get that one right, and he did, Shane Wheat. If not, Emmanuel Sinupe is running through on goal once again. You get 5 minutes left in the half. I think for El Paso, they may be feeling the game's eking towards the Republic. Maybe a little bit more momentum. So they want to possess that ball as much as they can, move it around. Sacramento is nothing better than getting a goal before halftime. There's probably a few things better than that, but it's a good thing.
Like getting married, maybe your kids, but you know.
Those are tied with it, probably.
Yeah. Maybe winning a title. We'll come up with a list later on. Meanwhile, El Paso trying to get a crack at it. Good shot, just missing wide. As Saldana diving to his right, and that is what makes Petar Petrovic so dangerous. And again, 6 goals on the year for the left back.
Got a lot of power in that shot. And Carlos Luna might have had it covered. And anytime you see that net rippling, maybe on the other side of the stadium, yeah.
A little heart murmur starts to develop.
A little bit.
Lee Desmond, he's had time to operate tonight. You see Kostishin playing a little bit more to that right side. Almost a 4-3-2. Maybe dropping back 5. Interesting to see how El Paso's shape has sort of developed throughout this game.
And 2 teams coming into this. We mentioned it before the game. Very conflicting schedules what they've had. Sacramento have had a bye week.
Just going for it. Maybe trying to see if Herrera or Cicerone could get a run on it, but a pretty good delivery from Jack Gurr.
Probably having a bye week, get some fresh legs, players back in. El Paso, this is the 3rd game in 7 days, all on the road. So the second half, you might see some leggy players out there for the Locomotive, which might mean they'll sit back a little bit more, try and defend what they have so far, which looks like it might be a at least a point on the road going into halftime.
Well, a pretty big loss to Monterey Bay at home. And a foul is awarded. 2-1 defeat on September 2nd. Then they go on the road, take on Orange County, and earn a draw, a scoreless draw at that. And they get an early goal against Las Vegas. They're going to win 1-0. So 4 points in the last two would be successful if they can pick up a draw here. They got to stay in the hunt because they are battling with teams like Monterey Bay who are hovering around that 8th spot.
One thing I'll say for the Locomotive, they've been consistently inconsistent. Some teams, you know, they win one, lose one, win one, lose one. What they've done is they lost a lot to start the year. They won a lot. They went through another spell where they were losing games, and maybe they can get back to getting points again.
Well, this would be the time to surge. They win 11 straight unbeaten. They were top of the Western Conference for a moment, but we talked about earlier, it's been a tough break. And a lot of those due to injuries as well. They've faced 7 key players, and now Zacharias, hopefully this is not going to be long term for them. Russell Cicerone, a little bit of danger. Quick tap here. Herrera is on it. Defended well. El Paso. A lot of whistles blown tonight. Unfortunately for Sacramento, they get the one they were hoping for. Early handball in the first half of action. And we will have 4 minutes of stoppage time in Sacramento. No score. El Paso on the road, trying to find a way before they go home for 3 straight. And they have 5 left on the calendar for the postseason. So some good opportunities, especially with Phoenix coming to town on Saturday. They have a pretty good chance to solidify one of those 6, 7, or 8 spots. It's going to be a fight, though. There's no doubt about it. There are a lot of teams trying to get into these final 8. 3 points here tonight would secure a playoff match for the Republic. Herrera get behind him. Felipe being dragged down, and the whistle comes. Liam Rose. Nick Ross, his first touch. Herrera finding Lopez. Roro's got Timmer, who is now in support. Timmer's got plenty of green space. He'll find Roro. As Cavillo's running all over the pitch here. This one's a cross, takes a deflection. Sanupe is going to just send this ball upfield, and hopefully this whistle will blow. And meanwhile, it's Carlos Saldana, just a little bit slow on it. Didn't see a charging Petter Knudsen. All the way from the Faroe Islands, the 25-year-old just joined the club a little bit of a week ago. Another newcomer, Nolan Mayor. He's just going to send that into the stands.
Benny Diaz is going to take as long as he can here. See if he can get his team into the half. Tied 0-0.
Sanupe. Connor Donovan staying right on his hip. Out comes Lee Desmond. Here's Cicerone. You hear the Republic not wanting to give an inch right now. Kostashin. Kostashin's going to just take a big swing at it, and it'll be a goal kick here. And potentially the last opportunity for the half here for the Republic. And they built something out of the back here. Get one more look on frame. They've had the advantage shot-wise. Lee Desmond putting Lions on the turf, takes a deflection, finding Herrera. Herrera's got space coming forward. Herrera just running right into Eric McHugh, felt a bit of pressure. And Herrera is still down on the turf.
And if you get a better look at this, it's his right arm or shoulder is kind of pulled back as he's advancing forward. And that.
He's saying No, thank you.
And he took that big touch. I'm not sure what is going on here, Sebastian Herrera, but he was kind of pulled up. His right arm was pulled back as he took that touch ahead. You see right there.
It's like a shot to the elbow, it almost looks like. And
looks like the ribs.
It's like a pretty big hit. And this has just been a night for Sacramento. This is almost one of their worst case scenarios, is seeing guys get injured again. They got everybody pretty much back and ready to go. And now you've got Matt LaGrassa out of the game early in the first half, dealing with some kind of knee injury. And now here's Herrera. He's been holding his upper ribs there. And I don't know if you just...
I'm not sure. I think he was trying to claim for the foul initially when he was pulled kind of from the right side, but then he took a massive hit with the center back. And every game he's in, he's like he's been in war. You know, he is battling constantly, and that's that's what he brings to a game as a striker. He's very physical. Unfortunately, part of that is he'll be getting sprayed on the ribs a few times a game.
Well, for Sacramento, they sorely missed, and he's a big part of what they try to do. And with him out nearly 2 months, they probably got to get creative. And you saw Gerd, Keko, and some of the others try to find a little bit of, let's say, a new identity, but a new way to find the back of the net. Meanwhile, El Paso may try to just work this around to get this to halftime scoreless. And there's the whistle. Republic with 9 shots, 3 on target, 4 shots, 1 on target for El Paso. Neither able to break through. And so we'll go to the locker room scoreless in Sacramento. The Locomotive, the Republic, playoff implications on the line. A big 45 coming here from the capital of California. We have a full halftime show coming up for you as well as we celebrate 916 Day. Don't go away.
The fun has begun. The Apex at Red Hawk Resort Casino is now Northern California's premier family fun destination. Get your heart racing on this spectacular 3-level indoor kart track. If bowling is up your alley, there are 18 lanes of fun at the Apex, plus a mind-blowing virtual reality arcade, incredible golf simulators, and one of the best sports bars anywhere. We're taking entertainment to a whole new level. It's the Apex at Red Hawk Resort Casino.
This is the look of a little girl with big dreams, but only one last hope. A girl whose organs were shutting down as she was growing up. A girl who finally found her spotlight when she found her specialist. UC Davis Health. From the extraordinary to the routine, we're discovering healthy and changing real people's lives right here in the Sacramento region. UC Davis Health. Discovering healthy.
With SMUD rebates, you'll save big when you switch from this to this. This to this. Or this to that. Save money and save the planet for generations to come. Get rebates from SMUD on clean power appliances, electric vehicles, and much more at cleanpowercity.org.
Tonight's halftime show is brought to you in part by Modelo. Red Hawk Resort and Casino, and by SMUD. Here we are at Heart Health Park at the break. Rob McAllister, Adam Moffat with you. Excitement. We had some unfortunate injuries in this half, but no scores yet. And so I guess for you, that first 45, what did you like?
There were some opportunities. We saw some shots on goal for the Republic. I think any time they're able to get some crosses in, it created a bit of havoc for the Locomotive, but they've got to be wary, especially Sanupi coming into this game and the speed in behind. Wonder goal he almost scored. He was not far away from giving them the lead here.
Well, we'll get to your highlights and much more coming up. But before we do that, let's take a look at some of those who represented the 916. Yes, Sacramento's area code 916. Well, and how maybe they are 916 or Sac State maybe.
I graduated from Sac State with 2 degrees, one in economics and one in international business.
I graduated from Sac State with a bachelor's in journalism.
I have a degree in political science from Sac State.
I graduated with a business general management degree.
I graduated with a major in kinesiology.
I graduated with a bachelor's in communication studies.
I've got a degree in organizational communications from Sacramento State.
I think I enjoyed most coming here is the community aspect of Sac State.
Feels like a bit of a smaller community, but that means a lot of opportunity if you look for it.
Just walking through Sacramento State, you could see how beautiful it really is, especially in the springtime. All of the people are super friendly here. All the professors were great to work with.
The professors genuinely care about your well-being and that you're learning everything.
So you get so much out of one class that is going to last you a lifetime, especially in your career.
The ability to get close with the teachers, get help with the teachers, they really care about you.
You get kind of a personal touch because you're not typically in huge lecture hall classes.
I think that Sac State really made me love Sacramento more and more.
I got to do things that I probably would have never done. I did an acting class for my arts credits, so that was cool. And then I got to study abroad because of the programs that they have here.
Their study abroad program was the best opportunity I've ever taken in my life. It taught me the value of travel. It taught me the value of diversity.
People are really proud of where they go to school, and I found at Sac State, people were really proud to be there.
Sac State is kind of an embodiment of Sacramento, where Sacramento is just very community focused, everyone helping each other out, and I think that's what Sac State is all about.
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Welcome back to Hart Health Park. Rob McAllister, Adam Moffett with you, and no score at the break, but it's been an exciting 45 minutes. So what kind of fireworks we have in store for the final 45 minutes of this match. Let's go around the league, shall we, with our USL news and notes, and a lot to get to. I mean, we are in the stretch run. Teams are trying to get those playoff spots. There's 16 of them, and see how it all shakes out. But how about this big news? Milan Oloski heading to Denmark.
Big move for him. Great move for him. He's only 24 years old, and he's been a star of this league for the last few years, and it's a great opportunity for him to continue his career. I think a lot of people maybe wouldn't mind if he left right now. You know, he's so dangerous, and he's a big part of their success. A great move for him.
Yeah, well, I remember someone texted me, Oloski is Goloski or Godoski. How did you say that?
I think Oloski is Ofsky.
Ofsky, that's what it was.
He's out of here.
Yeah. But, well, speaking of out of here, that 9-game streak is also over for OC as they lost to Colorado Springs. So they're going to be in a battle. They've got 2 matches with San Antonio coming up, so it'll be interesting to watch how those 2 teams fare. So just about a month left for Sacramento. 5 games after tonight, including Wednesday coming up, so that will be a big one. Let's take a look at our standings. This is as is currently. So if Sacramento were to earn the draw, this is where we would end up at the end of the night. Of course, 3 points would mean 54. A little bit more separation. San Antonio go up 2-0. They lose the lead. They go down now 3-2 and somehow in stoppage get a late goal. But this is how it all look. If the playoffs started today, we would see El Paso right back here at Hart Health Park.
We should just take a picture of that, and every week look how different it's going to be. It is so congested, it's so tight, but if that were to end today, you'd see these 2 teams facing each other again.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough battle, a road to the championship, and it most likely could end up with whoever comes out of the West heading to the East again, and it's just a little bit more top-heavy in the East, unfortunate for the Western Conference, but you know what? You got to put in the work, and you never know what happens. Back in 2014, Sacramento just figured we'd be going to Orlando. Orlando loses. We end up hosting it here in Sacramento, and the rest is history. More to come here from Hart Health Park. We'll have your highlights and then get some thoughts on Adam Moffett moving in to the second half. How does Sacramento find 3 points at the end of the night?
Listen up. Why do you do it? You ignore the signs and the flashing lights.
Don't you see the work zone?
Seriously? Caltrans is working right there. Right next to your speeding car. My mom is out there. That's my dad's truck. That's my papa behind those cones.
So slow down.
Watch out for them. And be alert. How would you feel if that was your dad? Be alert. Be work zone alert.
This is the look of a woman who fought cancer for years with no answers. A woman who bravely championed her own health and found a doctor who'd do the same. A woman whose ending was rewritten when she found remission. UC Davis Health. From the extraordinary to the routine, we're discovering healthy and changing real people's lives right here in the Sacramento region. UC Davis Health. Discovering healthy.
How do you build a community that thrives? By staying active, by working and playing together, and by building strong bones and bodies with food that's simple, local, and fresh. Crystal Creamery has proudly supported Central Valley athletes and athletic programs since 2012, because when you nourish a community, the community thrives. Crystal Creamery, simple, local, fresh.
No score in Sacramento between the Locomotive and the Republic. Let's take a look at the first half highlights, though. Really good chances for Sacramento early. They came out, you wanted that energy, you got that energy. Almost saw an incredible goal from Rodrigo Lopez. First 5 minutes of the game. And take a look at this.
And this starts on the right-hand side. As that ball comes out, this was Matt Lagrassa, who's no longer in the game, but not far away from giving his side the lead there. And good view from behind. That's a couple feet off. And then the 13th minute, Rodrigo Lopez finds Cicerone, and this is what we need to see more of. Get Jack Gurr involved, and Sebastian Herrera just doesn't time his header quite right. That was a great opportunity.
El Paso would hang in there on this one. They would try to find ways to get creative, and here would be the best chance for the Locomotive of the night. Emmanuel Sinupe almost getting on the top 10. What an opportunity that would have been.
And you think with his speed there, he could have taken it a little bit closer. And this is where Republic have had some success. Even when the ball doesn't get to that runner, it's in a dangerous spot, and he just can't get enough purchase on that. Sebastian Herrera kicks it into the ground.
Sacramento not done yet. This is another good look. Sacramento just continuing to threat, but El Paso would just find a way. The final moment, and here's Jack Gurr just unable to sneak it through. So Rodrigo Lopez on restriction minutes. His night is over. A little unfortunate because he was so creative, but you do bring in another very creative player, can do a lot of things. Number 7, Keko. He's been great this year, 3 goals, 6 assists. He comes in for Rodrigo Lopez. It means Russell Cicerone will move to the left, and Cicerone to the right. No other changes here, as will stay the same. As Sacramento now heading in to the wind, a bit away from the Tower Bridge Battalion toward the VIP section and the river. And meanwhile, it'll be El Paso who'll try to see if they can sneak a goal, maybe find 3 points on the road. Keko does a nice job to shield it here, finding Gurr. Gurr coming right back, curling this ball in. Diaz had 3 runners in the box, so that's a good sign for Sacramento.
It's a really good sign now. Lee Desmond in the back post, Felipe Herrera as well. Jack Gurr just leaves that a little too close to Benny Diaz.
And so Lee Desmonds will put on the armband for the captain. Nick Ross came in for Matt Lagrassa. Emmanuel Sinupe came in for Ricardo Zacharias, who went out with a head injury, but it was labeled a concussion, so they still have all 5 substitutions if needed. As Republic can make 3 more changes. Timmer just trying to thread it there along the right side, and Petrovic unable to keep it at his feet. El Paso was dominated this series. Many of those games being played in Texas, and probably a big reason for the dominance. But Republic just 2-5 all time. 1 win against El Paso on the road, and that was earlier this year. Trying to make it 2-0. Luis Felipe curling this ball back in. Jack Gurr trying to get ahead to it. And a foul is whistled. But Sacramento again, 2 possessions, 2 looks, getting crosses in, I think, from Mark Briggs. While the result isn't there, you find a head on it, and you got to like the buildup.
There's good balance as well. 1 from the right, 1 from the left. You don't want to be too one-dimensional. It doesn't have to just always be Jack Gurr crossing the ball in. You see it was Luis Felipe on that last instance.
Well, the good news is while Matt Lagrassa is out, he is walking along the sideline. So we'll have to see what happens later this week. Sinupe, meanwhile, trying to just do everything he can. A hard challenge. Lee Desmond is either going to get a warning, may see a booking here, as Brandon Stevis has a chat with the Republic captain.
Yeah, and for Lee, he just committed a foul a few minutes ago. It didn't get called. The referee actually played advantage, so I think he's just having a word. That's twice now in this half, which is 2.5 minutes long, that you've committed a foul, and I like that. The referee just having a little word.
Here's Eric Cavillo. Eric's trying to thread the needle, trying to find Sinupe. Probably with El Paso right now, just not quite a dynamic enough attack as Herrera battling Man, Dolan Mayer able to keep Herrera away. El Paso trying to get back the success they had in the first 2 seasons of the club's history. Got to the Western Conference Finals 2 years in a row. And a big part of that was number 19 for the Republic, Nick Ross, who was a mainstay in that Locomotive lineup. In fact, beat the Republic in the playoffs in El Paso in 2019. Petrovic finding Cavillo. Nick Ross will be the mark. Nick Ross able to deflect this ball. Sanupe.
Nice period of possession for El Paso. They know they'll stand a better chance in this game the more they have that ball.
You can see they're recycling runs, trying to get this ball out. Here's exactly what they're trying to get to, but it's contered on him into a head. And now Russell Cicerone will look up this left flank.
This is where he maybe missed Rodrigo Lopez. The freedom when he roams around and Keko's come into this half. He has to try and get that ball in those positions, those pockets where he can get turned. He doesn't have quite the range of passing that Roro does, but he's really good at those low passes. That one didn't quite come off.
Well, it does have 6 assists on the year. We know he can deliver when needed, and we saw that the last 2 months when they really needed Keko to be a special player, and he stepped up. They're going to need him to find some creativity in the second half here. Got fresh legs. Jack Kerr does a nice job, but comes right to Cavillo. Little tight spaces. Look at this ball from Keko, on point. Ball crossed in from Gurr. And able to recover well enough is El Paso, but they turn it right back. McHugh did everything he can. This ball's coming, and it'll sail all the way to Lee Desmond. Desmond denied by Lions. Crowd can feel they're starting to stomp their feet. Ross will switch the field. Gurr collecting it. Whip back in. Here's an opportunity for Keko. Keko just a heavy touch off the right foot and sails out of play. And El Paso with a massive break. And Mark Briggs a bit fired up along the touchline. He wants them to start taking advantage of these situations. They are getting some golden opportunities to put in the back of the net.
Miles Lyons was the player who was up in the air, and he just misjudges the header. Wind blowing it, but he does enough just to put Keko off as that ball's floated up. Touch gets away from him, goes over the end line. The Republic here, Jack Kerr pressing high up the field. And there's nothing called on that, and he's back on his feet.
Cicerone from the throw. Cicerone is run over, and Eric Cavillo will be charged with the foul and a penalty kick for the second consecutive game coming for Sacramento Republic. And I imagine number 11 will be taking this one. Or maybe not, maybe Herrera.
And great play by Jack Kerr. Look how quickly Dolan Meyer is going to get a big talking to because there was no foul on it. He's on the ground, you're the center back. He forces Eric Calvillo in a really tough spot because he's not in the right position.
Great job by Russell Cicerone to recognize Cavillo had nowhere to go. And now it's Sebastian Herrera, who had the game winner against Oakland in the East Bay 2 Saturdays ago. Crowd ready to erupt here. They haven't been in the stadium in 2 months. Sebastian Herrera calmly walking up. Herrera denied. Benny Diaz. What a massive stop. Guessed correctly.
What a save by Benny Diaz. He was almost luring Sebastian Herrera to hit it to the other side. You know, his starting position, he's way over on the right.
Oh, wow.
You do not see that often, and it works out for the goalkeeper. Had a plan in mind and opportunities.
Little mind tricks
there
for Diaz. And Sebastian Herrera is denied something that he has only been able to do just one other time in his career. He has converted 16 of 17 up to that point. Meanwhile, here comes El Paso the other way, and it'll sail out for a goal kick for Carlos Saldana. What a massive moment in this game as Sacramento looking to go up, and Diaz makes the massive stop. He's had a couple skirt past the right post. He made a stop against Jack Gurr, going down to his knees, and that one's going to be the big one of all. Keko being pressured, battling with the center back. And Dolan Mayer slipping and falling. This could be a turnover. Nick Ross. Public just putting all kinds of pressure on this El Paso side. You can see they almost ratchet up the physicality a little bit.
You got to keep it up. The disappointment of missing the penalty kick shouldn't slow them. There's plenty of time left in this one.
It doesn't happen often. It can be a massive boost for the goalkeeper and the team that made the stop. But for Sacramento here, they have been in control for most of this game. Almost feel like you got to get one just because El Paso can find a little trick up their sleeve. Give yourself some breathing room. Keko trying to play it through. Nick Ross will come to it. Nick Ross just against his own team. This one's crossed in, looking well. Kurtz all the way through. It's going to be for Desmond. Desmond has two El Paso players come to him. Cicerone. He's going to have to dribble out of this one.
Almost everybody for the Locomotive inside the box.
Nick Ross. Keko. Timmer. Here's Gurr again. Has had success whipping balls in. Just haven't been able to find somebody on the end of it yet.
It gets so much harder to break a team down when they do get set, like El Paso is right now. So Sacramento moving it side to side, waiting for the right time to open. And if you just start sending long balls in right now, everyone's standing still. Pull them out.
Cicerone, Herrera. Here's Nick Ross right back. Sacramento, a lot of possession here. Big swing by Keko. Republic with 10 shots compared to just 4 for El Paso. And 2 of those not even close to target for the Locomotive. They've got really the best look of the night was Emmanuel Sinupe. As soon as he came into the game, nearly having a big time impact. Here's McHugh.
And if you're El Paso, you don't want to start at the 56th minute. You don't want to start sitting back this whole game and just invite that pressure. It's far too long. There's almost a natural instinct when you're on the road. You're maybe a little bit tired, but the higher you can stay up the field. See Jared Timmer, he's just going to take his space.
Playing this one through, looking for Keko. Keko battling with the youngster. And out of Southern California, Dolan Mayers have a bit of a target on his back here in the second half. Maybe Republic looking to make some adjustments. Get the lengthy center back for the El Paso Locomotive. Typically it's Yuma that's been in that spot, but he's injured. So they've had to seek help. Ball whipped in hard, looking for Keko. And it's cleared away by the Locomotive. Deep throw here for the Republic. A big time stop for Benny Diaz, denying Herrera at the penalty spot. Timmer trying to break the line, being held is Herrera. Keko able to come to it. Dribbling all the way through, will switch the field here. Felipe was crashing. Again, Republic with the procession. Well, the Boys on Glory back in Heart Health Park Wednesday, a couple nights from now. Superhero Night presented by UC Davis Health. Tickets start at just $14. It's all about helping families. And this one's crossed in as Diaz comes to get it. But helping families who are fighting childhood cancer every day and the healthcare workers that are there along the step of the way. It's a great night, great event. Make sure you come out for Superhero Night. And the Republic goalkeeper already wearing the special kit, and it's Carlos Saldana. So got to take a look at him and see some of the special kits and some of the great festivities around there to support our community. Sanupe, this one's played back. Timmer's going to have to make a play on this. And a whistle comes in.
And this is where if you go quick, Sacramento, you can catch 4 players out for the Locomotive.
Well, the good news, Sacramento has kept teams scoreless in the first half 22 times this year. That is best in the USL Championship. And now they need to find the other opportunity here and see if they can get a goal. Massive opportunity to get 3 points tonight. Keko.
That's actually an incredible stat when you think of this. So that's only 7 times the teams have scored in the first half against you. I suppose that helps you. That's why they're in the position they're in. And it's a good sign when you have that man, the new signing, Christian Pirano.
He's ready to check in. Turnover for Republic here. Sanupe is a player who has been quite active. Turnover again. Timmer looking for a teammate. He finds Jack Gurr, but El Paso again and just doing a nice job of getting to that back line. Here's Gurr. Cross comes in, waiting for somebody to make a play on it, just a bit behind Herrera and Cicerone. The runs were not staggered.
Great point right there. I was just about to say that, Rob.
Thank you. I can do your job.
No. And then you're totally right. Both runs were in a straight line.
Keko. I'm gonna do your job for about 10 seconds and I get a layoff. Here's Gurr, good opportunity. Oh, it's denied again by Diaz. Right over the top of Herrera and it almost snuck to the back net anyway. Diaz has played well tonight.
Really good piece of goalkeeping. It doesn't take a touch, and that's why Sebastian Herrera doesn't get anything on it, and Benny Diaz has to react. He's expecting a touch, doesn't get one.
Almost a bit of a dummy header there, huh? El Paso feeling the pressure from Sacramento. Mark Briggs, he wants these 3 points. Rightfully so. He knows what it means, especially with San Antonio getting a draw tonight. And here is our substitution. So Sebastian Herrera, who's also been working back from injury, is going to come out of this game. And Christian Pirano, the newest signing for Sacramento, coming over from San Antonio. 2 goals on the year. Didn't have an assist in his debut with the Republic.
And that might...
That puts Cicerone up top?
I think that's what we'll see. Russell spearheading that attack. Pirano, Keko underneath. Both players really good with the ball at their feet. Christian Pirano loves to drive at people. And you see the amount of fouls. He's probably going to get 4 fouls.
4 fouls
on him. That's my guess right now. We're looking at
29 minutes, so sure.
Yeah, that's about 4.
Well, this is the type of team right there. If they're going to start sitting back, if you're going to say, well, El Paso might go for the draw, you want a guy who can dribble in tight spaces, and Christian Pirano is the one you would exactly dial up, get him out of the vending machine. He's ready to go. But there's going to be times where you're going to see El Paso try to break, so it's a little bit open now. Can Sacramento take advantage? You see almost the back line, the Petrovic and Navarro, and even the Lions have picked their spots on when to come back. They almost dropped to a back 5 with Lions dropping into that spot. In moments you see Eric McHugh slide over to the middle. Sacramento just shifting back and forth, trying to find some spaces. And as Russell Cicerone is now into the hour plus of this game, it's his 200th professional appearance. This ball's drilled well, but just a bit too wide. All competition. So congratulations to Russell, number 200 in his career.
Republic setting up high. Keko applying pressure straight away as soon as that ball's played short by Benny Diaz. And again, they're going to try thrum the throw in. Their objective is to win this ball back. For El Paso, it's how can you get it maybe out to this left side where Petrovic has a ton of space. Ooh.
And there's going to be another medical training visit onto this pitch tonight. There's just been a ton of injuries. 2 players going to come in for Brian Clarhot's side here. And it looks like one of their better goal scorers and Aaron Gomez.
And Liam Rose is the one who takes this from his teammate. Just takes that ball right to the face.
So you might see maybe a different change in here for El Paso. And El Paso needs results at this point in time. Phoenix, meanwhile, just moving on up the charts. I mean, you think about where Oakland was just 3 weeks ago. They have fallen all the way down to 7th. Meanwhile, Phoenix has a goal lead at the half over Detroit. If this would stand, they would be now in 4th place at 45 points. Orange County is at 47, San Antonio 51, and Sacramento currently at 52 with this result if it holds. El Paso hanging on at 40 points with Oakland, so tied if this results hold. But then you have Monterey at 38, and New Mexico at 36, and RGV still not out of it at 32 points. And Monterey Bay is going head to head right now with Las Vegas, and they are tied at 2 in the 67th. So a lot of moving up and down in the Western Conference standings as the Saha float spa injury report, and we'll have a drop ball come back to El Paso, trying to just get something going. Here's Timmer. A little bit of physicality is what the recipe is called for Republic here, and almost a turnover as Jack Gurr goes into, and here's Sanupe flying through. Donovan's got to get back. Sanupe trying to get to his left side, trying to cross it in, denied by Carlos Saldana on the right post, and makes a big time stop. El Paso was hoping for maybe a handball. Meanwhile, flying through up in the air, Petrovic is on the ground as Gurr and Petrovic making contact.
And that all came about Jared Timmer. Jack Gurr gets a yellow card for that collision, but Jared Timmer was the one. I don't think he saw Petrovic, or I think he actually thought he was maybe one of those subs coming right on the field. I mean, they're standing right next to each other, and he's put his defender in a really tough spot, and we don't get to see that right there. But
yeah, I don't think Gurr saw him at all. You're right. Good defending, well enough anyway, by Connor Donovan to push Sanube all the way down. So Peter Knudsen out of the game, and Aaron Gomez in. Nick Hines comes into the match, and he will replace Peter Petrovic. So Gomez, Sanupe, Rose, Cavillo, Casashin, Lyons, Navarro, McHugh, Dolmeyer, Hines, and Diaz for El Paso. Meanwhile, for Sacramento, Cicerone, Perano, Keko, Gurr, Ross, Felipe, Desmond, Wheat, Donovan, Timmer, and Carlos Saldana scoreless here between El Paso and Sacramento.
the longer this goes, the more you worry as a fan. You just saw that breakaway. Emmanuel Sanupi didn't get enough on his final shot, but we've seen that happen many a time in these tight games where you maybe think you're in control and you just leave yourself susceptible to the break.
Crowd trying to get the boys riled up here. And you see this low block sitting back 5 deep for El Paso. We have 5-3-2 of the sorts. Quick touch. Keko's been working all over the pitch since coming in for Rodrigo Lopez, who's on minute restriction as of now. Coming back from that quad injury that sent him out of the game against Detroit in April. It's good to see him at least get 30 minutes in, hopefully work him back. Keko, nice touch. Finding Gurr. Gurr is denied. That was a good look. Look at Christian Perano running around. He is fired up. He's ready to go. This ball coming in, and Sebastian Herrera and Felipe there, and Cicerone. Herrera is out of the game for Pirano.
And Pirano is trying to get on that ball. He's a lot of energy looking to get on it. I haven't seen him been able to receive the ball and go forward just yet.
What a bench for Sacramento. Gurr is able to find an angle here, looking to take a deflection off of Cicerone, just a bit too heavy. But Timmer not done with it. Gurr, he's got Cicerone, he's got Felipe in there. Well, here comes Pirano to come collect it. A little give and go with Keko. And those tight spaces, and got to probably move it around here, Adam. Here's Connor Donovan working it up, and that's a good opportunity to the right side. Cicerone offside. Gurr was just a step. Well, the Apex is now open. Red Hawk Resort Casino, go-karts, bowling, games, and more. Red Hawk Resort Casino, the official casino partner of Sacramento Republic FC.
Still plenty of time left in this one.
I think for Sacramento, Adam, you got to just not get frustrated, I would assume, right? I mean, you feel like El Paso maybe a little bit more free right now. Even though they're almost hanging on for dear life at the same time. But they know if they can break one. This ball's played really nicely, but it's defended even better by Nick Hines.
Mark Briggs did speak about this El Paso Locomotive side and how they've been able to turn it around a little bit as of late, and it's defensively they're just far more disciplined, they're structured, they're not given many opportunities.
Oh, it's a delivery from Pirano, crashing with Cicerone, and it just missed wide. What a strike. Oh man, that was as quick as a heartbeat at him.
Oh, what a ball from Christian Pirano. We spoke about how dangerous he is, and Cicerone, I want that one back. The guy's found the net 13 times. Agonizingly close to getting his 14th right there.
How quick things can change, but now the crowd's right back into it. So for Sacramento, how do they continue that? A little shrug from the back to Pirano, to Cavillo from Pirano. Eric Cavillo, your former teammate?
Yeah, former teammate of the New York Cosmos. Eric was probably 18 or 19 at the time, which is crazy. He's
mid-20s now. Meanwhile, El Paso, Castich has been quiet. Off to the right side. This ball is crossed in, and Carlos Saldana, really good save there.
Not to be alert. That's one of those crosses that drifts a little bit wayward. Sometimes we see them sneaking at the back post. And just watch as the Republic start moving the ball around. El Paso Locomotive is going to drop deeper, deeper. Their line of confrontation, so where they choose to go and press the ball, is getting further and further back up the field.
They're trying to pick their spots. You can tell this is one of them. As Keko doing everything he can to keep it in Republic possession, but this allows us to be a little bit more open. And now Jack Gurr backpedaling. See if he can play it forward. Nick Hines. Hines, a former Academy product out of the Seattle Sounders. Moving forward, here's Navarro. Their fans stomping their feet here at Heart Health Park. It's been a lot of possession for Sacramento. A couple of good looks, but unable to break through. And a big time denial by Benny Diaz on the penalty spot. Sebastian Herrera unable to convert. Well done by Lee Desmond, and it's a foul as Cicerone looking to replay quick here. This is a Locomotive team trying to get back to the postseason. They were just outside of the playoff picture by only a goal differential of 1 to Oakland. And the Roots were able to get in. Cicerone with a nice turn. Cicerone's going to play it forward to Pirano. Pirano moving. Pirano denied. Pirano to clean it up. Oh, it just missed. How did it miss? Oh my goodness, it just missed by an inch. Sacramento unable to convert, in El Paso with a massive break.
And once again, it's agonizingly close. Benny Diaz's post, the initial shot was blocked. And then the follow-up must have taken a deflection because it's a corner kick to the Republic.
I think Diaz got it on a fingertip. Header coming in. Not enough for Felipe and company. And Cicerone was hoping for a foul. He felt he was dragged down. Meanwhile, you can just see Gomez hustling as fast as he can to try to see if they can break something here. Gomez, 4 goals on the year, had 6 a season ago and 7 assists. A standout year, one of the longest tenured players in El Paso. Oh, what a stop. 3 massive stops for Benny Diaz tonight. Even if just a fingertip on that one, it'll definitely go in the books as a save. And for Sacramento, just feeling like they've been pounding on the door tonight and unable to break through. Gurr. And Gurr takes one to the right ankle and he goes down to the ground, and that's not a good sign.
What Republic and Jack Gurr done on the ground, but Sacramento, they don't have too much on the field right now is that pace, that blistering pace. Luther Archimedes come into games before. He's not out on the bench tonight. He's not an option. He's been away, scored a couple goals on international duty. You do have a youngster on there. He has some speed.
Davian Kimbrough in the 18, just 13 years of age. Other than Aldair Sanchez and Johnny Fennick, I don't know. You don't like to see this, as Gurr seemed to be okay, and then it just, he went down holding that right ankle. And injuries have been a big storyline tonight. Ricardo Zacharias going out early with a head injury, a concussion. Matt LaGrassa with maybe some kind of leg injury himself, replaced by Nick Ross in the first half.
Liam Rose was down a couple times. A few collisions, and
Jack Gurr does not seem to be in good space. And now Mark Briggs may have to have a decision to make. Does he go with Aldair Sanchez, or does he go with the youngster and Davian Kimbrough? Well, while we have this stoppage in play, let's hear from our sponsor, the Office of Traffic Safety.
So you're out for a drink. Before that drink turns to drinks, make a plan to get home safe. Just call a friend, a cab, or get a ride share. Whatever you do, don't let drunk drive. Go safely, California.
Substitution for El Paso, Chris Garcia. The El Paso native coming in. Has a goal on the year. He will face Dennis Kassishin. Jack Gurr still on the ground, and he made a pretty heavy play on the ball. And it looks like as of now, it will be Aldair Sanchez to come into this game for Jack Gurr.
It's not great to see getting help to his feet, Jack Gurr.
He's trying to just put some weight on it. He is putting weight on it. Hopefully, you know, it's one of those things, it's just sort of a bruise, right? Because you didn't see him turn it over. It looks like maybe sprained ankle the way that he went down, but the contact was made is quite violent. There's no doubt about it.
Lost some of his sock during that as well. Yeah, and I think it is a contact injury, and the one thing you will say that those can be better. I've had a few where you get swelling in there for weeks, months. But he's gingerly walking back to the bench. But
meanwhile, no score between these two sides. Potential playoff. And here's an opportunity for El Paso. Skips off the bar. Oh, what a look coming from the right side. And the Locomotive nearly go up In this one late, it's the newcomer Chris Garcia, who just checked into this game. What a look.
That was far too close for this Republic, and Chris Garcia comes in, almost has an instant impact.
Alder Sanchez into this game. And it looks like they'll move Jared Timmer into the position of Gurr. They'll slide Lee Desmond down to the third center back position, and Alder Sanchez will become the left winger, his more natural position. He's a good delivery man. He can definitely set up team, and with pairing of Christian Pirano, this could be a good opportunity for Sacramento. Meanwhile, El Paso, the other side here, is trying to find a late goal as both players are dragged to the ground. And now Lee Desmond is on the turf. And maybe we see a booking. The Republic players are asking for one.
It's Miles Lyons. He's trying to make his way, and just Lee Desmond's just shielding the ball out.
Yeah, there's a booking.
And he gets a yellow card, Miles Lyons. Sometimes you hope that if you run far away from the referee,
can't find
you'll forget.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting too, because it's been a that's a tackle. That's a breakdown.
Suplex.
Yeah,
did we call that one?
Well, it seems a bit physical, but it hasn't really. It's been a bit of a dirty game. We've had some injuries, but it's all been clean. I mean, a lot of credit to both these teams. They're just playing hard, and this time of year, it's so important to pick up points. And El Paso is just trying to stay within the playoff picture, and it's currently a three-way tie if results hold between Oakland, Monterey Bay, and El Paso. So a loss here could be devastating for the Locomotive. Connor Donovan.
It's been a really disjointed last 10 minutes or so with injuries, the stoppages. Republic had a lot of momentum. We saw that chance for Pirano. It looked like it given the team the lead. And they'll want to do that. There's going to be plenty of added time again. We saw 5+ minutes in the first half.
Right to the feet of Cicerone. Wasn't ready for it. Off the ricochet. Oak Grove Trotter School believes nobody succeeds alone. Come see what a flexible education can do for your student. They're now accepting applications. Pressure coming. This almost looks more like 4 in the back now. Cicerone. They're able to pull Dolan Mayer out. He is almost marking Russell. Here's the line break. Pirano so good on that first touch. He's really shown a lot of quality since coming to Sacramento just a few weeks ago.
Got a tough hit in one of those games on the road. Christian Pirano, but it looks like he's healthy enough to look very lively coming into this one. Just trying to get on the ball as much as possible. I think part of the issue being at San Antonio, a player like him didn't really fit that mold of
not at all.
Skip him out.
Over the top, Timmer, and it's Diaz again.
And he was wide open there, Jared Timmer.
Trying to get a quick go, and can Sacramento now? It's a little bit open. Can they push this right down the throats of El Paso and get something? Timmer's on the right side, Pirano's to his left. Keko's waiting, and El Paso's able to get it back. This one's crossing just a bit too softly. But El Paso just unwilling to take any chances and sends it right out of play. But a quick restart for Sacramento. Pirano.
Some really tired looking legs there. Eric McHugh, just the way he's cleared that ball. These guys have played 3 games in a week.
Can Sacramento take advantage here? Fresh legs, lots of substitutions. Lee Desmond just turning it over here. It's what you can't have. As this El Paso side, this is the sort of the conundrum for the Locomotive, though, Adam. I mean, they can't really afford, because of their recent stretch of 14 games with just 2 wins, a lot of draws are not going to do them well. Now, they do have 3 home games coming up, and this would not be a bad draw at the end of the day, but there's going to be some point they're going to just have to go for games, because the teams hanging around them are going to do just that. Timmer floating this one in between two men, but it comes to Nick Ross. Nick Ross has Keko to his right, comes back to his left, finds Felipe, a bit of give and go to try to keep possession a bit longer.
Seems like a puzzle piece trying to break down this Paso Locomotive backline.
Cicerone crossing this ball in, takes a deflection, trying to clear. Gomez taking a hop, and Donovan's on the ground, but Nick Ross is battling. Here comes Snoop just flying from the back. And Shane Weed and the Republic will have to slow number 21 down. He's looking for a second on the year. Snoop, and he'll elect to play it backward to Eric Cavillo. San Antonio drawing earlier tonight with Tampa Bay 3-3. Sacramento currently, if this ends in a draw, would finish the night 1 point ahead and would, of course, be 3 points if they're able to pick up the victory. Do have a game in hand and do play on Wednesday against the New Mexico side, currently out of the playoff picture. So 2 consecutive home games for Sacramento, 4 of the final 6. And this is wide open for Aaron Gomez. He is too dangerous in the open field. This ball's played to the left side. Sanoop. Good buildup from the Locomotive. Finding Hines. Hines getting a big swing at it, but Keko defensively does enough. And Dolan Mayer takes a bit of a shot from Cicerone. And this ball's crossed in. Donovan to the left heel. And Luis Felipe and the Republic are able to thwart the attack from the Locomotive. Crowd trying to rally the homeboys here. Packed house tonight, sold out. They had 22,000 strong at Hughes. Close to that anyway. Unable to get a victory, then this hometown crowd is just thirsty to see a victory. They haven't seen their boys play at Hart Health Park in 2 months.
And a little something different here, Sacramento.
Pirano. Here's Timmer.
A lot of these crosses aren't really going to anywhere. Maybe change the angle. We saw Pirano did one coming in from this side, finding Cicerone.
Maybe a little more direct at him. It's hard. I mean, look at 6 on the line almost, as they have Garcia floating up and back from it. Pirano, quick tap. He's got Cicerone, played it back. Pirano, and it's denied inside the box. Sacramento may have thought a handball, but doesn't appear to be one. And now a foul. Just a bit of agony for Sacramento right now. They've had some quality looks. And it'll go now. The biggest save of the night. Republic earn a penalty kick. Cicerone drawing one, Eric Cavillo, and Sebastian Herrera's shot is stopped by Benny Diaz. And that is why we remain scoreless in Sacramento. This one gets behind Weed. Opportunity for Garcia. He has been the most dangerous El Paso player tonight, maybe other than Emmanuel Sanupe. He's brought a next level energy late in this one. Can they steal one on the road?
He was so close to giving them the lead, hitting the underside of the bar.
Toronto delivered an absolute beauty, and the header just went wide right for Russell Cicerone, and then moments later Pirano was able to get deep into the box, and looks like Diaz may have just gotten a fingertip on it to send it clear, forced a corner kick, and Sacramento's had chances. Will they get another one? Here's Keko on the youngster, trying to play it back to Pirano, and does. Pirano being tracked down. Pirano feeling some contact. Quick touch. Here's Timmer, and it's cleared again by McHugh. Republic not wasting any time here. Keko is going to serve this ball in. Here comes the Lee Desmond. Connor Donovan will send it right back up. Great chance to hold possession there, Adam.
Yeah, no need to hit that there, Connor Donovan. He had plenty of bodies Sacramento.
Well, right now, Monterey Bay leading 3-2, and they would ultimately leapfrog El Paso on that 8th spot because of goal differential. And this is where it starts to matter. El Paso -7. Just to give you where the top team is, Sacramento +22 goal differential. Off the shoulder of El Paso, and Snoopé can't keep it in play. Connor Donovan led the team in clearances a year ago and leading in appearances this year. Along with Russell Cicerone, those two played just about every single match for Mark Briggs' side. Here's Carlos Saldana putting another nice shift in tonight, although he hasn't been tested as much as we saw against Oakland, which can be just fine. Luis Felipe playing over the top. Cicerone not played well by Diaz. I didn't see a flag up, but not sure if it was held down or not, because the ball went quickly to El Paso. But you can just feel that there might be a goal coming here late, Adam. And of course, there's going to be some stoppage time because of the injury to Jack Gurr and to others, as Nick Ross is brought down. And the advantage was played for a hot second before coming back and restarting for the Republic. El Paso taking on a Phoenix team that's up 2-0 right now and currently in 4th place. 4 minutes of stoppage time. I think to be almost double that. Quite interesting. Shane Wheat unable to find a teammate, but can Nick Ross, the former Locomotive, who's spent 76 appearances with this team over 2019 to 2021, able to get a foot on it. Republic, a couple more minutes to find a goal. Pirano.
That's a foul from behind Luis Felipe. There's been a few of those tonight for Sacramento where there's no need to foul. The player's down right and he's not too happy. He might not have got too much contact there, but every time you stop that ball, it's going to be 30 seconds taken off. El Paso's going to try and decide who's going to take this free kick.
I want to ask you, Adam, again, with El Paso a draw, just keeping them in the hunt, but doesn't move them any spaces up the board. Do they try to gamble the last few minutes here, or do you just take your point on the road and see what you can do at home the next 3 weeks?
I think if you're El Paso Locomotive, you're delighted. Confidence is probably the biggest thing. Yes, the point. The 3 points is better, but you're going 3 games on the road, and they might try and go for the 3 here.
Here's Gomez. Garcia has come off really a bit of energy late in this game. Can he make an impact for the Locomotive?
I think coming into this playoff push here for El Paso Locomotive, you've gone on the road, you've taken 5 points, gone undefeated, defensively fantastic. Now you get 3 games at home. They really will fancy their chances.
This ball's played all the way back. Here's Keko providing some pressure, trying to force something like this for Sacramento, but doesn't find another red jersey. Here's out to Garcia. Play to some space. Here's Nick Hines. Nick Hines crossing this one in. Carlos Saldana with a nice pickup as that was crossing over the face. No one making a run, though. This is one, I think, if Sacramento doesn't find 3 points or a late goal here, they're going to feel like they had just a golden chance to get some real space against San Antonio. Pirano is clipped. But we've seen crazier things happen. The Republic have about a minute or so to try to find a late goal. Crowd still with them here. Keko against Hines. Pirano will collect, get it back out to Keko. Keko dropping to the left side to Pirano. Pirano so dangerous here. Pirano curling this one out. Here's an opportunity. Oh, it just missed again. It was Lee Desmond. Oh, heartache in Sacramento. Meanwhile, going the other way, here comes Aaron Gomez trying to make a run, and Shane Weed doing everything he can to get in front of that one and drawing the foul. Adam Moffat, I don't know if we've seen so many chances miss.
Oh, and Lee Desmond, he's almost the hero, and it just puts it wide of the post. Keko's coming again, though, on the right.
Keko dancing with it, crossing in, opportunity, Felipe! Luis Felipe, it's in! Oh, it's in! Oh, boy, it's in! Luis Felipe has done it in the final moments of the match in Sacramento. The Locomotive train stopped here. The Republic have found a late goal against Benny Diaz. Oh, it's Luis Felipe, number 6 on the year.
We've seen him do it before, Luis Felipe, and he gets this crowd on their feet. That's why you never give up. Keko, fantastic, just gives him a chance, powers the header into the goal. Benny Diaz has no chance, and Republic with a massive 3 points.
And San Antonio just felt their stomach drop from that one. What a goal, Luis Felipe doing it again, but give credit to Keko, assist number 7 on the year. We talked about coming in for Rodrigo Lopez. Keko, who's had a great stretch run this year, would have to do something special. He did it just there in the final moment of this game here, but it's not quite over yet. Let's make sure that this whistle blows before we celebrate the 3 points. El Paso.
Luis Felipe just showing Lee Desmond, I put that header away, and I think Lee will be delighted at that.
Sacramento's just going to try to clear this ball. Keep possession as long as possible. See if Brandon Stavis will blow this whistle. This will fall just along the touchline. Keko trying to draw the foul. Christian Pirano applying some pressure. The whistle has not been blown yet. McHugh and company throwing everything forward. They are in danger. Now just trying to stay in the playoff hunt. And here's Timmer against Hines. Hines going to try to get one more look for El Paso. There comes the cross. Opportunity cleared away. Not done yet. El Paso. And the ball is loose, and the foul is given to Sacramento. And that is it. The Republic go on to win this game. There was contact at the final play, but the Republic's Keko and Felipe connecting, and the Republic go away with 3 points and move up to 54 points on the year, creating 3-point separation from second place San Antonio. What a massive win in front of this home crowd. We haven't seen here in 2 months. Adam Moffat, and Luis Felipe delivers his 6th goal of the season and the most important one to date.
What a moment that was, Luis Felipe. It just looked like it just wasn't going to be their night, Republic. But he delivered yet again. And that is a enormous 3 points back here at Heart Health Park. We didn't want to wait another home game without getting a goal, and had to wait late, and the fans who stayed here in the stadium got that reward.
Sacramento back-to-back 1-goal victories. What a lift here, and another shutout for Carlos Saldana, who now goes to 3 wins on the year and has allowed just 1 goal in 4 appearances. And this Sacramento team gave it all they had time after time. There was opportunities to put it at the back of the net, and seemingly the most difficult one of the night, it goes in. What a delivery, though, from Keko one more time, Adam.
A brilliant ball from him, and he was dangerous when he came on. Christian Pirano was incredible as well.
So we got much more to come. Our player of the match, Luis Felipe. I thought Shane Weed, however, was brilliant all night. So we'll come back. You'll get to our highlights and talked about the week coming up. Sacramento has a game just a few nights from now. Don't go away.
The Fun has begun. The Apex at Red Hawk Resort Casino is now Northern California's premier family fun destination. Get your heart racing on this spectacular 3-level indoor kart track. If bowling is up your alley, there are 18 lanes of fun at the Apex, plus a mind-blowing virtual reality arcade, incredible golf simulators, and one of the best sports bars anywhere. We're taking entertainment to a whole new level. It's the Apex at Red Hawk Resort Casino.
This is the look of a boy who had no hope of walking. A boy who had his spine rebuilt before he was born. A boy who now stays on his feet and keeps mom on her toes. UC Davis Health. From the extraordinary to the routine, we're discovering healthy and changing real people's lives right here in the Sacramento region. UC Davis Health. Discovering healthy.
Well, El Paso gave Sacramento everything they could in this one. Third game in a week on the road. They nearly able to find a point, but Keko and Luis Felipe connect for the final. And wow, what a game it was. High energy, physical, some all-around really good soccer too, just unable to put away opportunities. This one was brilliant from Sanupe. That is nearly the game winner early on in this game, because that maybe changes everything, Adam.
Yeah, if that goes in, this game's very, very different. And we thought Republic can get the penalty kick. Heads up play by Jack Gurr. Cicerone puts his body in a great position. But Benny Diaz, what a... I did not think anyone was going to get the ball past him tonight. He was fantastic.
And 71st minute, Sacramento would come knocking again. Look at this look, just an absolute rocket, but unable to find target. And so Sacramento would continue to put the pressure on. The possession heavily in favor. And then Pirano, you felt like this one was it.
Oh, for sure thought that was in Christian Pirano, but you just see the impact he had coming in. The cross there for Cicerone, inches away from giving them the lead. 79th minute, I think everyone in this building froze when that ball fell at Garcia.
It kisses off the top bar there, and whew, what a play. I mean, he was an impact player tonight, wasn't he?
He really was. And then Lee Desmond had an opportunity, and you thought that was the game over, but up steps Luis Felipe and slams his header down into the ground past Benny Diaz. What a moment.
Sacramento go on to win. 17 shots, 6 on target tonight, and the only one that mattered was the Luis Felipe one at the very end of this one. And Sacramento go ahead and take the 3 points and move up to 54 on the season as we get an update on the table. Adam, 54-51 ahead of San Antonio. That's what we're trying to keep an eye on. But here's more important coming schedule. This is through the end of the season now. 5 left. We got a game on Wednesday night. It's gonna be a quick turn. Hopefully some of these guys that maybe went down injury or be able to bounce back. But then a tough one on the road in Colorado at Colorado Springs.
Yeah, you don't know what you're gonna get with Colorado Springs. They are switchbacks.
They are, yeah, they're as steep as the Rockies, aren't they? It's either they're ascending or descending from game to game. Meanwhile, home in Las Vegas on a Sunday afternoon, and then at RGV, which is one of the tougher places to get a result. And then you finish the year at Miami, and hopefully you have things solidified by that game. But the way things are in the West, yeah, you probably don't think that's going to be the case. So there's our Western Health Advantage upcoming schedule. Well, Adam, it was a fun one, wasn't it? A late game heroics, Luis Felipe. A beautiful night in Sacramento. Started at 74 degrees and ends with 3 points. I want to thank our entire crew here in Sacramento. Our producer, Ava Ponte. For Adam Moffat, I'm Rob McAllister. Have a great Saturday night, and we'll see you right back here at home Wednesday night as the Republic take on New Mexico.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.
Gecko dancing with it, crossing in, opportunity, Felipe! Luis Felipe, it's in! Oh, it's in! Oh, my, it's in! Luis Felipe has done it in the final moment! Gecko dancing with it, crossing in, opportunity, Felipe! Luis Gecko dancing with it, crossing in, opportunity, Felipe! Luis Felipe, it's in! Oh, it's in! Oh, my, it's in! Luis Felipe has done it in the final moment! Gecko dancing with it, crossing. Gecko dancing with it, crossing in, opportunity, Felipe! Luis Felipe, it's in! Oh, it's in! Oh, boy, it's in! Luis Felipe has done it in the final moment! Gecko dancing with it, crossing in, opportunity, Felipe! Luis Felipe, it's in! Oh, it's in! Oh, boy, it's in! Luis Felipe has done it in the final moment! Gecko dancing with it, crossing in. Gecko dancing with it, crossing in, opportunity, Felipe! Luis Felipe, it's in! Oh, it's in! Oh, boy, it's in! Luis Felipe has done it in the final moment! Gecko dancing with it, crossing in, opportunity, Felipe! Luis Felipe, it's in! Oh, it's in! Oh, boy, it's in! Luis Felipe has done it in the final moment! Gecko dancing with it, crossing in, opportunity, Felipe! Luis Felipe, it's in! Oh, it's in! Oh, boy, it's in! Luis Felipe has done it in the final moment! Gecko dancing with it, crossing in, opportunity, Felipe! Luis Felipe, it's in! Oh, it's in! Oh, boy, it's in! Luis Felipe has done it in the final moment! Gecko dancing with it, crossing in, opportunity, Felipe! Luis Felipe, it's in! Oh, it's in! Oh, boy, it's in! Luis Felipe has done it in the final moment! Gecko dancing with it, crossing in, opportunity, Felipe! Luis Felipe, it's in! Oh, it's in! Oh, boy, it's in! Luis Felipe has done it in the final moment! Pick up 3. They'd be up by 4, and as we talked about, it would be massive. Here's a good look for El Paso, though, and that's probably a quality foul for Shane Weed, who's going to earn himself a yellow as Cassian is dropped to the ground. But El Paso was threatening with Snoop on that right side, and Lyons on the other wing, looking to make a turn and goal. So a set piece here for El Paso Locomotive. Be the first game. First yellow card of the game to Shane Wheat.
This doesn't look great. Shane Wheat, he just kind of get caught in 2 minds, and I think his foot just slipped. And that. Kostichin's going to be right back up, which is good to see. He just lost his foot in there, Shane Wheat. Ball played through his legs, and it's a chance for El Paso to try and
pick up 3. They'd be up by 4, and as we talked about, it would be massive. Here's a good look for El Paso, though, and that's probably a quality foul for Shane Weed, who's going to earn himself a yellow as Cassian is dropped to the ground. But El Paso was threatening with Snoop on that right side, and Lyons on the other wing, looking to make a turn and goal. So a set piece here for El Paso Locomotive. Be the first game. First yellow card of the game to Shane Wheat.
This doesn't look great. Shane Wheat, he just kind of get caught in 2 minds, and I think his foot just slipped. And that. Kostichin's going to be right back up, which is good to see. He just lost his foot in there, Shane Wheat. Ball played through his legs, and it's a chance for El Paso to try and
pick up 3. They'd be up by 4, and as we talked about, it would be massive. Here's a good look for El Paso, though, and that's probably a quality foul for Shane Weed, who's going to earn himself a yellow as Cassian is dropped to the ground. But El Paso was threatening with Snoop on that right side, and Lyons on the other wing, looking to make a turn and goal. So a set piece here for El Paso Locomotive. Be the first game. First yellow card of the game to Shane Wheat.
This doesn't look great. Shane Wheat, he just kind of get caught in 2 minds, and I think his foot just slipped. Nah. Kostichin's going to be right back up, which is good to see. He just lost his foot in there, Shane Wheat. Ball played through his legs, and it's a chance for El Paso to try and
pick up 3. They'd be up by 4, and as we talked about, it would be massive. Good look for El Paso, though. That's probably a quality foul for Shane Wheat, who's going to earn himself a yellow as Kostichin is dropped to the ground. But El Paso was threatening with Snoop on that right side, and the Lions on the other wing, looking to make a turn and goal. So a set piece here for El Paso Locomotive. Be the first game, the first yellow card of the game to Shane Wheat.
This doesn't look great. Shane Wheat, he just kind of get caught in 2 minds, and I think his foot just slipped. Nah. Kostichin's going to be right back up, which is good to see. He just lost his foot in there, Shane Wheat. Ball played through his legs, and it's a chance for El Paso to try.
Meanwhile, flying through up in the air, Petrovic is on the ground as Gurr, and Petrovic making contact.
Now came about Jared Timmer. Jack Gurr gets a yellow card for that collision, but Jared Timmer was the one. I don't think he saw Petrovic, or I think he actually thought he was maybe one of those subs coming right on the field. I mean, they're standing right next to each other, and he's put his defender in a really tough spot, and we don't get to see that right there. But
yeah, I don't think Gurr saw him at all. You're right. Good defending, well enough anyway, by Connor Tottenham to push Sanube all the way down. Meanwhile, flying through up in the air, Petrovic is on the ground as Gurr, and Petrovic making contact.
Now came about Jared Timmer. Jack Gurr gets a yellow card for that collision, but Jared Timmer was the one. I don't think he saw Petrovic, or I think he actually thought he was maybe one of those subs coming right on the field. I mean, they're standing right next to each other, and he's put his defender in a really tough spot, and we don't get to see that right there. But
yeah, I don't think Gurr saw him at all. You're right. Good defending, well enough anyway, by Connor Tottenham to push Sanube all the way down. Meanwhile, flying through up in the air, Petrovic is on the ground as Gurr, and Petrovic making contact.
Now came about Jared Timmer. Jack Gurr gets a yellow card for that collision, but Jared Timmer was the one. I don't think he saw Petrovic, or I think he actually thought he was maybe one of those subs coming right on the field. I mean, they're standing right next to each other, and he's put his defender in a really tough spot, and we don't get to see that right there. But
yeah, I don't think Gurr saw him at all. You're right. Good defending, well enough anyway, by Connor Tottenham to push Sanube all the way down. Meanwhile, flying through up in the air, Petrovic is on the ground as Gurr, and Petrovic making contact.
Now came about Jared Timmer. Jack Gurr gets a yellow card for that collision, but Jared Timmer was the one. I don't think he saw Petrovic, or I think he actually thought he was maybe one of those subs coming right on the field. I mean, they're standing right next to each other, and he's put his defender in a really tough spot, and we don't get to see that right there. But
yeah, I don't think Gurr saw him at all. You're right. Good defending, well enough anyway, by Connor Tottenham to push Sanube all the way down. See a booking. The Republic players are asking for one.
It's Miles Lyons. He's trying to make his way, and just Lee Desmond's just shielding the ball out.
Yeah, there's a booking.
And he gets a yellow card, Miles Lyons. Sometimes you hope that if you run far away from the referee, they'll forget.
Yeah.
He's trying to make his way, and just Lee Desmond's just shielding the ball out.
Yeah, there's a booking.
And he gets a yellow card, Miles Lyons. Sometimes you hope that if you run far away from the referee, they'll forget.
Yeah.
He's trying to make his way, and just Lee Desmond's just shielding the ball out.
Yeah, there's a booking.
He gets a yellow card, Miles Lyons. Sometimes you hope that if you run far away from the referee, they'll forget.
Yeah.
Trying to make his way, and just Lee Desmond's just shielding the ball out.
Yeah, there's a booking.
He gets a yellow card, Miles Lyons. Sometimes you hope that if you run far away from the referee, they'll forget.
Yeah. Well, great step by number 5. Timmer out to the right side. It's Cicerone, the goal scoring leader for this club. Matt LaGrossa, the local kid. LaGrossa winding up. Oh, just missing wide. Crowd ready to erupt here at Hard Hill Park. Great step by number 5. Timmer out to the right side. It's Cicerone, the goal scoring leader for this club. Matt LaGrossa, the local kid. LaGrossa winding up. Oh, just missing wide. Crowd ready to erupt here at Hard Hill Park. Great step by number 5. Timmer out to the right side. It's Cicerone, the goal scoring leader for this club. Matt LaGrossa, the local kid. LaGrossa winding up. Oh, just missing wide. Crowd ready to erupt here at Hard Hill Park. Great step by number 5. Timmer out to the right side. It's Cicerone, the goal scoring leader for this club. Matt LaGrossa, the local kid. LaGrossa winding up. Oh, just missing wide. Crowd ready to erupt here at Hard Hill Park. Great step by number 5. Timmer out to the right side. It's Cicerone, the goal scoring leader for this club. Matt LaGrossa, the local kid. LaGrossa winding up. Oh, just missing wide. Crowd ready to erupt here at Hard Hill Park. Great step by number 5. Timmer out to the right side. It's Cicerone, the goal scoring leader for this club. Matt LaGrossa, the local kid. LaGrossa winding up. Oh, just missing wide. Crowd ready to erupt here at Hard Hill Park. On fire, 5 goals. And look at Cicerone. Athletic move here, plays it back out to Gerger's gonna whip this one. Look at Herrera. Herrera couldn't get home for a purchase on it. And Diaz will take it on fire, 5 goals. And look at Cicerone. Athletic move here, plays it back out to Gerger's gonna whip this one. Look at Herrera. Herrera couldn't get home for a purchase on it. And Diaz will take it on fire, 5 goals. And look at Cicerone. Athletic move here, plays it back out to Gerger's gonna whip this one. Look at Herrera. Herrera couldn't get home for a purchase on it. And Diaz will take it on fire, 5 goals. And look at Cicerone. Athletic move here, plays it back out to Gerger's gonna whip this one. Look at Herrera. Herrera couldn't get home for a purchase on it. And Diaz will take it on fire, 5 goals. And look at Cicerone. Athletic move here, plays it back out to Gerger's gonna whip this one. Look at Herrera. Herrera couldn't get home for a purchase on it. And Diaz will take it on fire, 5 goals. And look at Cicerone. Athletic move here, plays it back out to Gerger's gonna whip this one. Look at Herrera. Herrera couldn't get home for a purchase on it. And Diaz will take the run. He's trying to break through. The center back gonna play us in the space. We trying to get there. What a shot from Emmanuel Sinupe, who nearly He's trying to break through. The center back going to play us in the space. We trying to get there. What a shot from Emmanuel Sinupe, who nearly He's trying to break through. The center back going to play us in the space. We trying to get there. What a shot from Emmanuel Sinupe, who nearly He's trying to break through. The center back going to play us in the space. We trying to get there. What a shot from Emmanuel Sinupe, who nearly He's trying to break through. The center back going to play us in the space. We trying to get there. What a shot from Emmanuel Sinupe, who nearly He's trying to break through. The center back going to play us in the space. We trying to get there. What a shot from Emmanuel Sinupe, who nearly Those are the two who typically play in that wing back position. Over the top, looking for Cicerone here. He's going to go against Dolomeier. Here's a good bounce. Herrera's going to take a shot. Oh, it just missed off the left bar. It was sitting there waiting to take a ricochet the other way. Those are the two who typically play in that wing back position. Over the top, looking for Cicerone here. He's going to go against Dolomeier. Here's a good bounce. Herrera's going to take a shot. Oh, it just missed off the left bar. It was sitting there waiting to take a ricochet the other way. Those are the two who typically play in that wing back position. Over the top, looking for Cicerone here. He's going to go against Dolomeier. Here's a good bounce. Herrera's going to take a shot. Oh, it just missed off the left bar. It was sitting there waiting to take a ricochet the other way. Those are the two who typically play in that wing back position. Over the top, looking for Cicerone here. He's going to go against Dolomeier. Here's a good bounce. Herrera's going to take a shot. Oh, it just missed off the left bar. It was sitting there waiting to take a ricochet the other way. Those are the two who typically play in that wing back position. Over the top, looking for Cicerone here. He's going to go against Dolomeier. Here's a good bounce. Herrera's going to take a shot. Oh, it just missed off the left bar. It was sitting there waiting to take a ricochet the other way. Those are the two who typically play in that wing-back position. Over the top, looking for Cicerone here. He's going to go against Olmeyer. Here's a good bounce. Herrera's going to take a shot. Oh, it just missed off the left bar. It was sitting there waiting to take a ricochet the other way. Limping around there. Tough breaks. The two starters already in this game out. Matt LaGrossa is about to be. And here's the chance of Cicerone. Cicerone going to his left foot. Going to dump it off to Lopez. Roro dipping into a chance for Gurr. Stopped the line. Benny Diaz. Limping around there. Tough breaks. The two starters already in this game out. Matt LaGrossa is about to be. And here's the chance of Cicerone. Cicerone going to his left foot. Going to dump it off to Lopez. Roro dipping into a chance for Gurr. Stopped the line. Benny Diaz. Limping around there. Tough breaks. The two starters already in this game out. Matt LaGrossa is about to be. And here's the chance of Cicerone. Cicerone going to his left foot. Going to dump it off to Lopez. Roro dipping into a chance for Gurr. Stopped the line. Benny Diaz. Limping around there. Tough breaks. The two starters already in this game out. Matt LaGrossa is about to be. And here's the chance of Cicerone. Cicerone going to his left foot. Going to dump it off to Lopez. Roro dipping into a chance for Gurr. Stopped the line. Benny Diaz. Limping around there. Tough breaks. The two starters already in this game out. Matt LaGrossa is about to be. And here's the chance of Cicerone. Cicerone going to his left foot. Going to dump it off to Lopez. Roro dipping into a chance for Gurr. Stopped the line. Benny Diaz. Limping around there. Tough breaks. The two starters already in this game out. Matt LaGrossa is about to be. And here's the chance of Cicerone. Cicerone going to his left foot. Going to dump it off to Lopez. Roro dipping into a chance for Gurr. Stopped the line. Benny Diaz.
There's nothing called on that, and he's back on his feet.
Cicerone from the throw. Cicerone is run over, and Eric.
There's nothing called on that, and he's back on his feet.
Cicerone from the throw. Cicerone is run over, and Eric.
There's nothing called on that, and he's back on his feet.
Cicerone from the throw. Cicerone is run over, and Eric.
There's nothing called on that, and he's back on his feet.
Cicerone from the throw. Cicerone is run over, and Eric.
There's nothing called on that, and he's back on his feet.
Cicerone from the throw. Cicerone is run over, and Eric.
There's nothing called on that, and he's back on his feet.
Cicerone from the throw. Cicerone is run over, and Eric. Sebastian Herrera calmly walking up. Herrera denied. Benny Diaz. What a mass. Sebastian Herrera calmly walking up. Herrera denied. Benny Diaz. What a mass. Sebastian Herrera calmly walking up. Herrera denied. Benny Diaz. What a mass. Sebastian Herrera calmly walking up. Herrera denied. Benny Diaz. What a mass. Sebastian Herrera calmly walking up. Herrera denied. Benny Diaz. What a mass. Sebastian Herrera calmly walking up. Herrera denied. Benny Diaz. What a mass. Good job for about 10 seconds, and they're going to lay off. Here's Gurr. Good opportunity. Oh, it's denied again by Diaz. Right over the top of Herrera, and it almost snuck the. Good job for about 10 seconds, and they're going to lay off. Here's Gurr. Good opportunity. Oh, it's denied again by Diaz. Right over the top of Herrera, and it almost snuck the. Good job for about 10 seconds, and they're going to lay off. Here's Gurr. Good opportunity. Oh, it's denied again by Diaz. Right over the top of Herrera, and it almost snuck the. Good job for about 10 seconds, and they're going to lay off. Here's Gurr. Good opportunity. Oh, it's denied again by Diaz. Right over the top of Herrera, and it almost snuck the. Good job for about 10 seconds, and they're going to lay off. Here's Gurr. Good opportunity. Oh, it's denied again by Diaz. Right over the top of Herrera, and it almost snuck the. Good job for about 10 seconds, and they're going to lay off. Here's Gurr. Good opportunity. Oh, it's denied again by Diaz. Right over the top of Herrera, and it almost snuck the.
Disciplined, they're structured, they're not given many opportunities.
Oh, it's a delivery from Parado, crashing with Cicerone.
Disciplined, they're structured, they're not given many opportunities.
Oh, it's a delivery from Parado, crashing with Cicerone.
Disciplined, they're structured, they're not given many opportunities.
Oh, it's a delivery from Parado, crashing with Cicerone.
Disciplined, they're structured, they're not given many opportunities.
Oh, it's a delivery delivery from Parado, crashing with Cicerone.
Disciplined, they're structured, they're not given many opportunities.
Opportunity, oh, is a delivery from Parado, crashing with Cicerone.
Disciplined, they're structured, they're not given many opportunities.
Opportunity, oh, is a delivery from Parado, crashing with Cicerone. Cicerone with a nice turn. Cicerone's going to play it forward to Parado. Parado moving. Parado denied. Parado to clean it up. Oh, it just missed. Cicerone with a nice turn. Cicerone's going to play it forward to Parado. Parado moving. Parado denied. Parado to clean it up. Oh, it just missed. Cicerone with a nice turn. Cicerone's going to play it forward to Parado. Parado moving. Parado denied. Parado to clean it up. Oh, it just missed. Cicerone with a nice turn. Cicerone's going to play it forward to Parado. Parado moving. Parado denied. Parado to clean it up. Oh, it just missed. Between these two sides, potential playoff. And here's an opportunity for El Paso. Skips off the... Between these two sides, potential playoff. And here's an opportunity for El Paso. Skips off the... Between these two sides, potential playoff. And here's an opportunity for El Paso. Skips off the... Between these two sides, potential playoff. And here's an opportunity for El Paso. Skips off the...